Hello, friends. I hope all is good with you. I haven't recorded a video for quite a while, uh, at least a long video. I've recorded lots of short videos. But the reason why I haven't recorded long videos is I simply haven't had time because I've been away from Japan in South America, actually Peru and Chile. Um, and I had special reasons for going to Peru and Chile connected with my family history. It wasn't merely a tourism. At any rate, I had a great time and I learned a great deal and I enjoyed myself tremendously. And so that's what I've been up to. And I think I'll just share some of the photos. I took an awful lot of photos, I think about 2,000. And I also um, recorded some short videos, as I said, which I can give you the link to those on my in the explanation to this, in the description, I should say, to this YouTube video, and also in the comments. Since nobody ever makes any comments, you'll probably find it quite easily. Good. So let's go to share and see what we can do here. Yes, okay. So now that's an airport. I think it's probably Lima Airport, actually. Um, it's quite a long way, as you know, from Japan to South America. And you can't get there directly across the Pacific Ocean, or at least if you can, I haven't heard of it. So the way I chose to go was using Asiana, the Korean airline, via Incheon, Los Angeles, and then Lima. And I think that's a total of approximately 20 hours in an airplane. Well, actually, three airplanes. The first one is from Fukuoka to Incheon in Korea. Then there's the long flight across the Pacific to Los Angeles. That's, I think, 13 hours or so in a big Airbus A380. It was the first time I'd flown in that plane. It was pretty comfortable, I have to say. And then, well, I had a bit of time to kill in Los Angeles. So, and it was also daytime. So I found a website called dayuse.com and booked a hotel room near the airport for to kill about 7 hours or just to get my head down for 7 hours before the next flight. And that proved to be quite successful. They had a shuttle bus to the airport, so that was good. Um, and then I took a night flight from Los Angeles on LATAM, which is the leading South American airline, down to Peru. And that was a good flight. It was overnight flight. And I think that's where you find me in this particular photograph here. I've just arrived at Lima Airport. Anyway, here we go. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, I got a pre-booked taxi to my hotel. So this is just driving through Lima, or actually the coast road, uh, that's the so-called Costa Verde. And this is Larca Park Rooms where I stayed. I found it on booking.com and I booked it quite early. So it had a very good reputation, and I think you can see why. It looks excellent, um, and really lovely place. I don't think there were any other guests, funnily enough. So there was me just in this place. Okay, this is me walking from Miraflores, where the hotel was, up to nearby San Isidro to the Clínica Anglo-Americana. You can see it there, which is actually where I was born. So the very first thing I did when I got to Peru on the 2nd of September was to go and take a small gift to the clinic to say thank you for uh, bringing me into the world. This was breakfast before that then. Lots of cats in Miraflores. I think it's quite famous for that. They all get well cared for. Um, yeah, this was the present I took up to the clinic, and I gave it to the receptionist, actually. I didn't have time or didn't speak to any doctors. And then this is a pre-Inca ruin, a museum, as a matter of fact, quite on the way, more or less, between Miraflores and San Isidro. Oh, yes, well, And then there's street vendors like this lady, and very delicious apple she had to sell, apple tart or whatever. Yeah, this is the actual clinic. So we haven't got to the museum yet. We passed by the museum on the way to the clinic. And there we are. There's me in front of the clinic, Anglo-American clinic where I was born, with a slightly bemused smile on my face. Yeah, these are street vendors sell you quite good fruits and things. And then back to this museum, which was quite difficult to escape, really. So it's Museo de Sitio. Oh dear, how do you pronounce that? Puclana. I'm not quite sure, but um, anyway, all this is about pre-Inca stuff. So it was a rather good chronology for me to be looking at pre-Inca stuff before going on to Cusco, as I did later. A couple of birds there. And there's rather interesting building techniques here. As you can see, the bricks look as if they're books in a bookshelf. And apparently, this is pretty good for earthquake resistance. At least that's the guide seemed to think so. And certainly this has survived a long time. It was buried actually for many years. They didn't know they had it. And then somebody discovered it after people had been playing football on it and what have you. And there it is. It's really a substantial place. And the guide took us and explained everything. This is, what's that? Oh, I don't quite know, but yeah, just keep going. Snack Lounge, don't remember that. Oh, gosh. It looks to me as if we've jumped to Cusco. So I flew, was it the next day? Yes, I think the next day from after the second, the third, I flew to Cusco. And this looks like the hostel in Cusco where I stayed. Try and remember the name, but it was good. It was very good. Yeah, Corichasca, you can just about see at the top of the photo there. And this is outside the front door, narrow street there. This is a delicious food in Cusco. Something about earthquakes and a hotel there. Sorry, not a hotel. I'm talking about church. I'm not sure these are in order actually, but this is certainly also Cusco. This is, yeah, a view from Cusco, looking down on the main square of Cusco. You can see that. And there's a bell. Yeah, this was, I seem to have, yeah, jumped quite a bit here. Oh, there's a panoramic view there. Oh, and this is early morning on the way to the Mountain of the Seven Colors around Cusco. And I bought a hat because I was told it was going to be very cold, and this was only 10 soles, which is next to nothing. So, and then up the mountain, enjoyed it very much. Very high altitude. I think the mountain itself, the Seven Colors Mountain, is 5,000 meters. So you have to be a bit careful how you'd adjust when you reach Cusco to the altitude. I had some pills which I'd got from Japan, and also there are coca leaves which help as well. But don't bring them out of Peru. That's all I can say about that, especially not through the US because they'll be impounded, I'm sure. Okay, lots of people up on the Seven Colored Mountain, as you can see, but very beautiful. And yeah, that's me doing my imperious pose. Wonderful. Loved it up there. It was tremendous. What's that next? Nothing's happening. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh, this is a panorama of the same. I took a lot of photos up here. And I dare say I've probably got some. Yeah, there we are. The altitude, 5,036 meters. Montaña de Siete Colores, Vinicunca, in Peru, near Cusco. And this is coming back in the bus, which was quite a rough old road, but I'm sure it's nothing to some of the roads there in Peru. Not sure what those markings on the hillsides are. Oh yes, I needed insect repellent. Um, the one that my wife had bought for me in Japan was more than 3.4 ounces. I think that's the limit. So it was impounded at Los Angeles, and I had bought this one instead as I was going on to Puerto Maldonado, which is in the Amazon. And this is the Cusco beer, Cusqueña. There are various flavors. This is Trigo, very good too. And look at that for a wonderful meal. Um, oh, here's another beer. Tried another beer. I think we're jumping around a bit here, um, which is probably just as well, actually. All of this is Peru. Yeah, that's the Hostal Corichasca, the lovely breakfast with the kind of what I would call baps, these bread rolls, and their kitchen there. Yeah. Oh, what's that? I'm not even sure. Oh, I think that might be a map of Cusco area. There's your Rainbow Mountain again. Um, and here's a map of Cusco itself. And routes to Machu Picchu, yes. Of course, the main draw of Cusco is Machu Picchu. And well, that's chocolate actually. Um, oh, we seem to have jumped and missed Machu Picchu, which I did go to, and the guide was excellent, and I had him I was the only person listening to him, which was excellent. So now I'm sure we are in Puerto Maldonado, which is part of the Amazon, and I'm still trying to work out how the Amazon River joins up because it's the main part is in Brazil, of course, and I'm not quite sure. This part is called Madre de Dios, or Mother of God, or at least one of the rivers here is. Yeah, I bought some t-shirts. Good breakfast at the hotel. This is the Amazon, and that's the second largest bridge in Peru, by the way. Yeah, I really liked it down there. Reserva Nacional Tambopata. Yeah, National Reserve. And look at that for an evening meal. Excellent. Really good. The food in Peru is really good. And yeah, pasta and pizza. Los platos. Oh yeah, lots of good food. Um, oh yeah, and this is back to Lima. I stayed in Allende Hotel La Luna in Miraflores, which is very smart, as you can see. Again, booking.com. This is all the hotel. Not very busy, as you can probably tell from that. That's breakfast. That was a good breakfast. And then flying overnight down to Chile. This is coming into Santiago, and here we are. First Chilean beer, Patagonia Austral, which was very good, with an empanada. I arrived at 5 in the morning in Chile on the 14th of September. There's a sushi shop in Santiago. And what's this? Yes, various breads. Oh, this is a Chilean supermarket for what it's worth. It's just much like any other, really, except possibly some items are a little different. This was the golf club, the first, not actually the first golf club I saw, but anyway, my grandfather designed and was the founder of this club, the first president from 1943 until his death in 1954. and he designed certainly the first 9 holes and probably the first 18, although that has to be confirmed. But anyway, this is in Santo Domingo, Rocas de Santo Domingo in Chile. And it took me a while to get access to the club. Eventually, I managed to phone reception and through Skype, and then explained my situation, that I was the grandson of the designer of the course. And without further ado, I was allowed in. This is the same day. This is a ceremony of firemen on the 15th of September, Sunday, volunteer firemen, just next to the golf course. Very splendid ceremony they had. I think because the Independence Day, 18th of September, is not a Sunday, so maybe that's why they had it on the 15th. There you are. And this is going into the golf course. Wonderful golf course. Let's see what we got here. Yes, it's all very beautiful. And the weather was lovely as well, as you can tell. Yep. Okay, whoops. What's the next one? It's all going into the golf course here. That's the main building from the front of the main building. This is Martin, the receptionist, who it took me about 2 hours to get in, but finally when I called him, it was okay. Thank you very much, Martin. This is my grandfather. His portrait takes pride of place in the club. Alexander MacDonald, a full name Alexander Shearer MacDonald, as I've just discovered. 1894 to 1954, he was from Glasgow, and I've done a separate video on my channel about him. There he is. And there's me with him. Never met him in life, of course, because I was born after he died. Rather a lot of, yes. Alexander MacDonald, diseñador y realizador del campo de golf, presidente del Club de Golf Santo Domingo. Yep, that's under the portrait. And this is the actual golf club. Very lovely. Yeah. And people were very friendly when I finally got in. It was all very nice. Beautiful place. I didn't have quite the same success in one other golf club in Chile, in Santiago. But I don't think my grandfather had quite the same links with that club, so perhaps it's not really something to worry about at all. On the other hand, these photos haven't shown it, but my grandfather also designed Los Incas Club in Lima in Peru, and he certainly had a hand in the design and the choice of the terrain or the location of the Lima Golf Club, which is currently celebrating its centenary in this year, 2024. So my grandfather was treasurer and secretary in the early years. This is, it's called a teros. It's a bird which you find certainly in Uruguay, because it's the national. I happen to know the national rugby team is called Los Teros, and here is one of them. I saw quite a few of those on the golf courses, or at least in Chile. I went to Pucon as well. Again, my grandfather was involved with that design. I don't know anything about golf course design, but I'm sort of interested to find out from people who do know. Yeah, that's the Rocas de Santo Domingo club from the course itself. I think from the 9th hole. And then this is going back. See all the flags, because it was coming up for Chilean Independence Day, the 18, the 18th of September. So flags everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And that was Eduardo, who was very kind to me, showed me around the course. This is the bus which I took back to Santiago. It was a Flixbus, and you couldn't see the driver. He was sort of in his own cabin, which I thought was quite a good idea. Uh, his name is there, Marco Agustin Chacon. So you know who to complain about, I suppose. And there's some good scenery. This is Santiago bus station, central bus station next to the railway station. And actually, it took me a while to get out. I couldn't sort of, it was quite a big shopping center as well. On my way home, I ate Chinese. And let's see. Oh, there was a full moon around that time as well. And there we are. Peruvian food in Chile. Avenida Maturana. And yeah, I had an ice cream. Plaza Brazil, that was a nice park, not very far from the B&B, Castelletto B&B in Santiago, which was very nice. That's the breakfast room of the Castelletto B&B in Santiago, so I strongly recommend that place. It's really good. The family who run it are very pleasant indeed. And there we are. That was for my breakfast. Have a good day. Yeah, this is what have we got here? Flights to Easter Island. Well, not for me anyway. This was flying down to Villarrica, which had a special meaning for my trip because my grandfather fished in the river Tolten, and also there we are. That's the Temuco airport. I think it's called El Loa. And then I took a taxi down to Villarrica. There we are. 70 kilometers. That was from the taxi. I took this. And I think that is the Tolten. I'm sure it is, in fact. And this is the volcano. Very impressive from the taxi on the way down to Villarrica. Wonderful. And oh no, maybe this is the Tolten. Yeah, it's more likely to be since it's closer to Villarrica. Things going to have to catch up. Oh, okay. So this is the welcome I had at the Hostel Katemu, which again, very nice, lovely place to stay. Again, through booking.com. Sorry, those pictures are a bit sideways, but there we are. That was my room, Prumoyen, which I think is a place name. And the Chilean flag for the independence celebrations. And that's a view of the volcano and the lake together. Pucon, which is another of the golf courses that my grandfather was involved in designing, is on the other side of the lake from Villarrica. So that's a panoramic photo. Couldn't get enough of the volcano. In fact, it's a very lovely area altogether. I think it's a sort of area which is very popular with the Chileans themselves. Yeah, so I never had a problem with the food at all. This is the middle of Villarrica, sort of small town, but quite attractive. Let's see. What have we got there? Oh, yes, there's more of Villarrica. Ah, yes. The obligatory sign of where you are. That's me taking myself and not quite getting the sign in. There we are. I did go on the lake, sorry. I was going to say I didn't, but I went on a pirate ship in Pucon. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, this is all Villarrica. Ah, the hostel, there we are, Katemu, uh, which is where I stayed. Very good. And I couldn't resist. They had YouTube, so I couldn't resist having a quick check of my videos. Um, sorry, those are skew if. Wrong way around. Uh, okay, menu of life. Entree, main course, and afters. Uh, so be humble is part of the entree, and then keep your promises is part of the main course, and keep good humor and a healthy life is in the afters. It's quite fun, this, I think. That was in the Hostel Katemu. Yeah, they had quite a lot of little signs like that, which amused me. Let's see, what's that? This is showing you how close Villarrica is to the Argentine border. San Martin de los Andes is actually in Argentina. And okay, here's Villarrica up here and Pucon and the lake. Okay, so Lanín, this Parque Nacional Lanín there's the border there. You can see it running through as a dotted line. So very close to Argentina. Um, but I didn't go to Argentina. Save that for another trip. Yeah, there was very good pizza available nearby. And this llama, I called him Yama-chan because llama in Spanish is Yama. Yama is also mountain in Japanese. So he's the lama of the mountain. And chan is a term of endearment in Japanese. So he's Yama-chan. Um, don't remember much about that. Oh, Tapsing. Yeah, I had a bit of a heavy cold, unfortunately. So the hosts of the Hostel Katemu kindly gave me Tapsin, which is a bit like Lemsip for those who know what that is. It was pretty effective, and I was very glad that they did that. It's very kind of them. Um, the Mapuche tribe, or is it a tribe? I suppose. Um, had a cultural center here, and so I went and had lunch there at one point inside this hut, uh, which was good, very good. I wonder if lunch will appear. Oh dear, the whole thing's stopped. Come on. Oh, there we are. Cazuela, I think that's the menu. I went away and came back to have lunch. Hmm. This is taking a bit too long. Well, anyway, that's probably enough to be going on with. I've what's that? Cheese, by the look of it. Is that cheese? If it's not cheese, what is it? Surely cheese. These are all, yeah, in the Mapuche Cultural Center. I bought some. I bought a cup and a strainer for mate, yerba mate, which is tea from the Argentine, which you drink in a special way. And then I went to the supermarket to buy some yerba mate tea. And if I can just, there it is, pipore, a traditional yerba mate tea from the Argentine. So I've tried drinking it. Oh, there's a map with slightly better. There you've got Villarrica and Pucon just there, and the big lake. Um, yeah, this was on the 18th, a special breakfast with lovely bread with cream on it and so on. There we are. The empanadas on the right. Delicious. Ooh. Too bad I've got some of these sideways. not very professional, but there are so many of these photos, and I've got them stored in various different ways. So anyway, there's more of Villarrica. Trying to find, wonder if I can get to Pucon in this. Oh dear, it's taking a while. Okay, well, since it's taking so long, I think oops, there we are. That's the bus stop for going to Pucon, I think. Well, that is Pucon, yeah. And in Pucon, again, you have a view of the volcano. And there we are. That explains it best. Villarrica on the left side and Pucon on the right, and the blue dot was me, and the lake in the middle. And this is more of Pucon. It's quite a small place. La Cancha de Golf is the golf course called La Peninsula, and that's where I was heading just to have a look. Built in or designed in the 1930s. My grandfather definitely had a hand in it. I don't know if he designed it solely on his own or with a committee, but yeah, this was the 18th of September, special day for Chileans, and that's Bernardo O'Higgins, the liberator of Chile. I discovered that Peru is the only South American country that claims to have two liberators. That's Jose San Martin and Bernardo O'Higgins. A lot of them O'Higgins liberated, but apparently he shares that honor with San Martin in Peru for some strange reason. Yeah, these would be Mapuche, and this is the lake, of course, heading towards the golf course. There we are, Pucon, el centro del sur de Chile, the center of the south of Chile. There we are. Just to prove I've been there. And yeah, there's the pirate ship that I went on. And this is heading towards the golf course, walking. The cross is not relevant to the golf course. The golf course is in the middle there. And yeah, some rather nice apartments for sale. And there's an office. I had to sort of check with the office that it would be all right to visit. And that was over in about 5 seconds. And yeah, oh, there we are. I wonder, they should show the golf course. That's just the chapel, the open air chapel next to the golf course entrance. This is the walk up to the golf course, which in itself was a very pleasant walk. Maximum speed 30 kilometers per hour. We've got a huge beach there. Very attractive. Lovely place. This is a panorama. This is all part of the lake here. This isn't sea, this is lake. And yeah, just takes a little while for the photographs to download. Yeah, so there weren't many people around, as you can tell. And I just kept walking. Finally, I found some golfers and explained who I was, that my grandfather had been involved in the design of the course. And they said, yeah, it's a very nice course. Well, you can tell how beautiful it is. And I think you get great views as you go around the course. Like that, for example. Yeah, keep going, keep walking. Oh, that's not a teros. I'm trying to remember. It begins with a B. That's a interesting bird. And there are apartments on the peninsula as well, which I hadn't realized, but it all seems to be quite harmonious. Sort of place that you'd like to go for a holiday, really. Oh, that bird unfortunately had something wrong with its wing. Yeah. Trying to think how long I've been talking. Access to the Gulf. Okay. So this is the part of the golf course here. Yes, that's also part of the golf course. And you've got a great view of the volcano as you make your progress through the course. And that's hole number 1, 325 yards, par 4. And so it goes. I think I will actually, I've been talking for 52 minutes apparently, which is remarkable. So I think I'll stop here because uh, although there's quite a lot more to show, including my visit to Atacama region and the desert, Chilean desert in the north. I think I might leave that for another video. Okay, so stop the share and thank you very much. I will end it here. Hope you enjoyed that.